Hello everybody. Today we are going to learn about overview of AWT classes. Okay, AWT means Abstract Windows Toolkit. Okay, we have seen this package in applet programming. Okay, if you remember, we have included this package. Okay, in applet programming. Okay, so these AWT classes are used for Windows programming. Okay, so we will see what is AWT. So we have seen some simple applet programs. In that we have seen to include how we included AWT package. AWT classes. So AWT stand for Abstract Windowing Toolkit. Okay, so the AWT classes are available in the java.awt package. It is one of the Java's largest packages. So the main purpose of the AWT is to support applet windows. Okay, so it can also be used to create standalone windows that run in a GUI environment. That means graphical user interface environment such as Windows. Okay, so on the whole, AWT classes are used for Windows programming. Okay, to create GUI, graphical user interface. So the basic structure of the AWT has been the same since Java 1.0. Some of the original methods were deprecated and replaced by new ones when Java 1.1 was released. Okay, some of the methods were deprecated and replaced. Some of the methods are replaced by new ones. So, for backward compatibility, Java 2 still supports all the original 1.0 methods. Okay, so Java 2 supports all the version 1.0 methods. So, the following tables list the important AWT classes. Okay, we are going to see what are the important AWT classes. See here, there are classes. AWT event. Okay, it's a class. What does it do? It encapsulates AWT events. Okay. Next class is button. See, in Java everything is a class. Okay, here all the controls are treated as classes. Okay, so button creates a push button control, and canvas, these are all classes here. Okay, canvas is a blank semantics free window. Checkbox is, it creates a checkbox control. Checkbox group, it creates a group of checkbox controls. And checkbox menu item class, it creates an on and off menu item. And there is a choice class, it creates a pop-up list. And color class, it manages colors in a portable platform independent fashion. Component class, it is an abstract superclass for various AWT components. Okay, you should remember, component is a abstract superclass. That means there is no implementation for the methods. Okay, so it is the superclass for abstract superclass for various AWT components. And another class is the container, a subclass of component that can hold other components. Okay, so container is a subclass of component that can hold other components. Okay, so ultimately the superclass is component. Okay, container is subclass of component. Okay, so you need to understand the hierarchy also. Okay, so these are the classes and we'll continue. another class is cursor. It can encapsulates a bit mapped cursor. Okay. Dialog. It creates a dialog window. Dimension. It specifies the dimensions of an object, that is like width and height. Event. It encapsulates events. Event queue. It queues the events. File dialog class. It creates a window from which a file can be selected. Font. It encapsulates a type of font. Font matrix class. It encapsulates various information related to a font. Frame class creates a standard window that has a title bar, resize corners, and a menu bar. Okay, so what is a frame? It contains a title bar, resize corners, and a menu bar. Graphics class. It encapsulates the graphics context. Okay, so this context is okay, it's not there. So graphics is it encapsulates the graphics context, and another classes are image. That class is encapsulates graphical images. Insets encapsulates the borders of a container. So each and every class has different methods to perform these things. Okay. Label creates a label that displays a string. List creates a list from which the user can choose, similar to the standard Windows list box. Media tracker. It manages the media objects. Menu class creates a pull down menu. Menu bar creates a menu bar. Menu component, an abstract class implemented by various menu classes. Okay. Menu is a pull down menu, and menu bar is it creates a menu bar. Menu item, it creates a menu item. And menu shortcut, it encapsulates a keyboard shortcut for menu item. Okay, encapsulation means it binds. Okay, so like this there are number of AWT classes. Okay, we use these classes to create that particular type of object. If you want to create a label on the user interface on the window, so you need to create an object of class label, then use that object for use the object as label. Okay, and some of the other classes are panel. It's the simplest concrete subclass of container. Okay, it's a concrete subclass. It has all the detailed definitions of methods. Okay, that is concrete subclass of container. Okay, so container is the superclass, panel is the subclass. Point. It encapsulates a Cartesian coordinate pair stored in x and y. If you want to create a pair, Cartesian coordinate pair, x and y coordinates, you will have to use the class point and create an object of type point. Polygon. It encapsulates a polygon. Pop-up menu. It encapsulates a pop-up menu. Print job. An abstract class that represents a print job. Rectangle. It encapsulates a rectangle. Scroll bar. It creates a scroll bar control. Scroll pane. A container that provides horizontal and or vertical scroll bars for another component. System color. It contains the colors of GUI widgets such as windows, scroll bars, text, and others. And text field, it creates a single line edit control. So to in web designing, if you want to create a form, okay, using these controls, we have used in web designing, okay, if you remember all the text field, the checkbox, all these controls. So here we call them as, we implement them as classes, okay. And text area class, it creates a multi-line edit control, okay. Next is text component, a superclass for text area and text field. Next class is toolkit, abstract class implemented by the AWT. Window, creates a window with no frame, no menu bar, and no title, okay. So these are the AWT classes, okay. So here we'll have some small discussion about compare the names of Java's AWT components with VB's GUI controls, okay. We'll say, is there any difference, okay. In Java we call it as a label, in VB also it's a label, okay. These are AWT components, but in Java we implement these AWT components as classes. In Java we call text field, that was text box in VB, okay. Text area is also text box in VB. Choice we call in Java, in VB we call it as combo box. Button in Java we call command button in VB, okay. So these are the comparison of AWT components of Java and of VB, okay, Visual Basic. So this is about your AWT classes. So if you know classes, then only you can do Windows programming, because which control you want to place it on window, so that type of object you have to create using these classes, okay. So that is why you need to understand what are the classes, AWT classes. Yeah, next we'll move on to another objective, that is, here we are going to learn what is event handling, what is the delegation of event model, what are events, event sources, and event listeners, okay. Because if you have controls, okay, so definitely we'll be having event handling, okay. If there is any control, if you press or if you move or if you know whatever you do on particular control, okay, that means an event. So we need to handle those events, okay. Then we have to learn what is an event, what are the event sources, event listeners, okay. So for that you need to know the AWT classes that we have learnt in this, uh, in the previous what is the starting of the class, we have seen what are the AWT classes, just now we finished, okay. So that we know now. Next move on to event handling. The AWT based programs and applets are event driven programs, okay. Windows programming means these are event driven programs. Event handling is at the core of success of these programs, okay. So the modern approach to handling events is based on the event delegation model, okay, or delegation event model, event delegation model, okay. Yeah, so the delegation of events, okay, that model defines standard and consistent mechanisms to generate and process events. Okay, so its concept is a source generates an event and sends it to one or more listeners. Okay, what happens? The source generates an event and sends it to one or more listeners. The listener simply waits until it receives an event. Okay, the what happens? The listener simply waits until it receives an event. Once that event is received, the listener processes the event and then returns. So listeners must register with a source in order to receive an event notification. Okay, what happens? Here first there is a source and there is a listener. Okay, what happens? Every listener must register with the source so that any event that the source generates, that will be handled by one of the listeners registered with the source. Okay, then that particular listener process that event and then returns. Okay, the advantage of this model is the application logic that processes events is cleanly separated from the user interface logic. Okay, so the user interface logic is separated from this event handling. Okay, and notifications are sent only to listeners that want to receive them. Okay, so when there is any event occurred with the source, okay, so those listeners, okay, those want to receive the notifications, those listeners, so for those listeners only the notifications are sent so that they can uh, react. Then what is an event? Okay, so event is an object that describes a state change in a source. Okay, so for any control, okay, if it, a change occurred, that means a state change. Okay, so that is called on and off. Okay, like that. So if the state change occurs, then we describe that is an event. Okay. So it can be generated as a consequence of a person interacting with the elements in a GUI. Okay. If the user is interacting with the graphical user interface, that is graphical user interface, what it has? It has all the controls. Okay. So if the person or if the user clicks any button or choose any item or click any checkbox or any text field or radio button or whatever, so each and every interaction, that changes the state of an source. Okay, so that is called event. Okay, we say that there is an event occurred. For example, what are the events? If you see, pressing a button. Okay, user is interacting with the graphical user interface by pressing a button. Entering a character via keyboard. If he presses any character in the keyboard, it's an event. Okay, and if he's selecting an item in a list, if the user is selecting an item in a list, that is an event. Okay, and clicking the mouse, it is an event. Okay, every time if the user is interacting with the graphical user interface, that is event. Okay, so event classes, the classes that represent events are at the core of Java's event handling mechanism. Okay, so the classes that represents events are at the core of Java's event handling mechanism. So what is an event object? It is defined in java.util package, utility package. It is a superclass for all events. Okay, java.util package. Next is AWT event. It is defined within the java.awt package. It is a subclass of event object. Okay. Then it is a superclass of all AWT events that are handled by the delegation event model. Okay. So the package java.awt.event defines several types of events that are generated by various user interface elements. Okay. Suppose if the event, action event. Okay, what is that event means? If a button is pressed, a list item is double clicked, or a menu item is selected. That is called action event. Okay, if there is a action. What is that action? Suppose a button is pressed, a list item is double clicked, a menu item is selected. Okay, so that is called action event. Another event is adjustment event. So what is that adjustment means? A scroll bar is manipulated, okay, adjusted. That is called adjustment event. Component event. A component is hidden, moved, resized, or becomes visible. Okay, that is called any component. Okay, that is hidden, moved, resized, or becomes visible. These are all that component event is generated when a component is hidden, moved, resized, or becomes visible. Container event. It is generated a component is added to or removed from a container. Focus event. A component gains or loses keyboard focus. Okay, so these events are generated when these things are happened. There is input event, item event, key event, mouse event, text event, window event. Okay, so input event is, it is event, that event is created when abstract superclass for all component input event classes. Item event, a checkbox or list item is clicked. Okay, the item event is created when a checkbox or list item is clicked. And item event also generated when a choice selection is made or a checkable menu. The item is selected or deselected. Okay, when all these happens, the item event is generated. Key event, when the input is received from the keyboard, key event is generated. When the mouse is dragged, moved, clicked, pressed, or released, also generated when the mouse enters or exits a component. Text event, the value is generated if the value of a text area or text field is changed. Window event, window is if the window is activated, closed, deactivated, de-iconified, iconified, opened, or quit. So these are the events. Okay, so input event, these events are generated when these things are happened in the window. Okay, next is event sources. So, and a source is an object that generates an event. Okay, what is source? Everything is an object. Okay, so a source is an object that generates an event. For example, button, text field. Okay, so on the button only, if we press, click, move, all these events can happen. Okay, so that is called source. A source is an object that generates an event. Sources may generate more than one type of event. Okay, if take the source as a button, so more than one type of events may generate. What are those? Maybe, for example, click on button, double click on button. Okay, these events can happen on button. Next, a source must register listeners in order for the listeners to receive notifications about a specific type of event. So each type of event has its own registration method. Okay, so we have seen that every listener has to register with the source in order to get the notifications from the source. So that for that we need the listeners have to register with the sources. So how can the listener can register is in the form of public void add type listener and type listener. Okay, what is the object? So here type is the name of the event and el is the reference to the event listener. For example, the method that registers a keyboard event listener is called add key listener. Okay, the method that registered a keyboard event listener, okay, that is called event key that listener is add key listener. The method that registers a mouse motion listener is called add mouse motion listener. Okay, so the listeners have to register with the source. Event sources. So when an event occurs, all registered listeners are notified about the event as well as receive a copy of the event object. Okay, so when the event occurs, okay, at the source, so all the registered listeners, okay, those listeners which are registered with that particular source are notified about that so and so particular event has happened, and also receive a copy of, they will receive a copy, those will receive a copy of event object. Okay, so this is known as multicasting the event. Okay, sending it to multiple listeners, okay, about that event. Okay, so these are the event sources. We have seen event source, what it generates. Okay, there is a button source, checkbox source, choice, list, menu item, scroll bar, text components, and window. Okay, these are the main event sources. Okay, so button generates action events when the button is pressed. Okay, about checkbox, when it generates events when item events when the checkbox is selected or deselected. Like that we have choice, list, menu item, scroll bar, text components, and window sources are there. Event listeners. Okay, so a listener is an object that is notified when an event occurs. Okay, so listener is the of course everything is an object in Java. Okay, so a listener is an object that is notified when an event occurs. So it has two major requirements. So first thing is it must have been registered with one or more sources to receive notifications. Okay, so as we have discussed in the previous slide, that every listener must register with the sources, so that then only they'll get those will get the notifications. Then next requirement is it must implement methods to receive and process these notifications. Okay, there is a provision to process these notifications. Okay, these are the two requirements for event and listeners. Listeners are created by implementing one or more of the interfaces. Okay, so when an event occurs, the event source invokes the appropriate method defined by the listener and provides an event object as its argument. See, when we are doing with the programming, these things you need to understand. Okay, how that event how the source generates events and how that events are handled by the listeners. Okay, so what happens when an event occurs? The source invokes the appropriate method defined by the listener and provides an event object as its argument. Okay, these are the event listeners we have seen in the previous slides. Okay, action listener, adjustment listener, component listener, container listener, focus listener, item listener, and key listener. Okay, so these listeners and some more listeners: mouse listener, mouse motion listener, text listener, and window listener. Okay, these are the listeners which are present in the AWT to handle the events. Okay. Yeah, so if we see summary, what we have learned in this session is event handling. Okay, how to handle the events and what is the delegation model. What is the delegation model we have discussed? When an event occurs at the source. Okay, so what happens if the registered listeners, okay, listeners will get the notifications from the source which generates event. Okay, so that is what delegating the model. So every listener which is registered with that particular source will get the notifications. So in that one or more of the listeners will handle the events. Okay, so one source can generate more than one event. Okay, so for every source there will be many number of registered listeners. Okay, so that is delegation event model and events and the event sources we have seen, event listeners. Okay, so you need to understand all these when you are doing your AWT programming. Okay, so that is what we have discussed in this session.